history has taught us that in the noble art of fists, there's one thing you can't do. Underestimate Aztec blood.
Latino
With the
Mexico.
golden era of boxing for decades, it has given some of the best boxers the world has seen. All of them earned respect through the sheer force of their fists, swimming against a tide of jeers and disparagement just because of his place of origin. When it was James Kirkland's turn to step into the ring to fight against one of the Aztec warriors, most important in modern history, learned the lesson the hard way.
Welcome to the video.
Starting today, we will travel through the encounter with Kirkland and Saul Canelo Alvarez, witnessing how the one who attacked with words was sentenced. In his own language, it was the year 2015 and the American James Kirkland was on a winning streak. Since 2011, no one had been able to defeat him. He won each of the previous matches by knockout.
Everyone nodding and everything perfect. It is a dangerous stoop and it's not fighting and the referendum begins.
Therefore, when it was announced that Canelo Alvarez would be his next scheduled opponent, Kirkland didn't hesitate to discredit him with comments bordering on dirty fighter behavior. At 24 years old, Canelo was already a true boxing star. His professional record included 44 wins, 31 of them by knockout and only one loss. Kirkland, who was known as a formidable puncher, had 32 victories under his belt, both recognized as masters of the knockout. The fight was expected to be fierce, but the ferocity of this contest began outside the ring. The bully from Texas, as the fighter who had been in prison more than once, was known. He took it upon himself to show the things he would do to Canelo once they entered the ring. By that time, the Aztec had only lost once to Fly Maguire.
Give you a single dollar if you think it's the money from the Romans. My God.
Experience had taught him a bitter lesson, forcing him to become a better boxer. After the defeat, he won 2 matches in a row. His victims, none other than Alfredo Angulo and the Cuban Erislandi Lara. All these factors guaranteed the fiction that, on the night of May 9th, over Rindle Minute Night Park in Houston, Texas, the expectations would become reality. First round, as expected, the fight started wildly. Kirkland immediately tried to corner Canelo, but he got away by throwing strong combinations of punches. Inevitably, the first clashes occurred, positioning him against the ropes, which Fran attacked Canelo's body. With a solid guard, the Aztec strategically placed his fist to ward off his rival's attacks. Kirkland managed to corner Canelo, and what was alive in his fist began to ascend. Canelo had no choice but to go for the clinch so the referee could put some distance between them. Around the fight,
Kirkland and Wakami no Akane.
and when this, an uppercut exploded against him.
Then
Classic combinations kept Kirkland at bay. Canelo's face showed the damage he had suffered, but the resilience of
a cat.
But Aztec goes beyond that. Positioning Kirkland against the ropes, he launched a series of punches that ended in an incredible right hook, sending him to the mat. Kirkland's head was shaking even when he was lying down, with his body resting on the lower ropes. The American, after reacting, got up immediately. Even so, John...
It's Carl, the referee.
And with all this, the Saul Obligatorios Ocho. After a brief check, he allowed Kirkland to continue fighting. Kieran's left hand aimed for Canelo's chin, but missed. Now it was a mystery that...
Who was like that?
Giving us the good blows.
Titles by the Amara.org.
Sanelo launched a mix of public offerings.
Tarkov's uppercuts and hooks before the sound of Tarkov.
Well, Kirkland responded until he trapped himself against the ropes. They're a solid...
The right hand was about to start a punishment that almost...
He does not live to tell the
The
tale.
board and
What?
its deck.
Did he tremble again?
And multiple-
Times when he was saved by the bell.
I doubt
From
everything.
score to return to his corner. Second round. Karen's left broke the ice in the second round. Unable to connect it to Canelo, he quelled his arrogance to protect himself from the counterattack. A series of uppercuts drove Kirkland back against the ropes, and his head was already going back and forth. There the Aztec let loose hooks left and right. Most of these traveled in a clean trajectory towards their target. Kirkland was disoriented, but he remained standing. Occasionally he let go of his left, but without strength. By the time they returned to the center of the ring, the plan was already an empty shell. His strength was exhausted, and only the hollow part of him was left to be knocked down. He maintained his stance and continued the attack once.
May the Hugo be with
But
you.
the ropes? Why couldn't Clan repeat the damage he caused in the previous round? Now he looked fearful to start a close exchange of punches. Keeping distance, he tried to slip a couple of punches through the Aztec's guard. Canelo seemed to let him play. He was draining the last bit of energy left in him with increasingly slower attacks. That Flandino was unable to hurt his opponent. In the last 10 seconds, Kevlin was saved from a right hand that had been delivered by a human.
Finally,
A pass to leave him over the moon once again. But nothing could save him from what awaited him around the corner. Third round. As soon as the round started,
I want to plan a
pushed
bit.
Canelo against the ropes. From the side, Aztec dodged before receiving any presumption of attack. Once in the center of the ring, they exchanged powerful blows. Kirkland pretended to take control of the pace of the fight. But Canelo's counterattacks neutralized his ambitions of victory.
Athlete who has worked with him and who has worked
At a
with
quick glance.
Oh, the American one, by the way.
Succeeding in getting the Deca to the ropes, but once there was no exceptional attack that could put Canelo in real danger. Fjordland was slow and its attacks lacked.
Keep up the strength.
They look so cute.
The body of his rival instead of hitting it.
Even having
Dry
the
cornered in one corner, he
See
managed
you.
to execute a series of punches that threatened to...
finish it.
Do you understand?
Nothing.
Still,
The end of this fight.
it was already inevitable.
Canelo
From the
left.
skinny took Kirkland to the other side. Stepping back, his left tested Kirkland's guard, and the Aztec noticed it was down. A horrible right-left combination did.
Dancing the American's head on his neck,
pop.
beaten with blows started once.
Moreover, for a moment Kirkland tried to fight it, but his weak fists couldn't neutralize Canelo's offense. Tierland positioned himself one last time to let go of his left hand.
But he missed and lost in the counter-attack cleanly.
Strong right
He
hook.
made it fall pig.
He told Canelo, who had to step back and raise his arms,
pilgrimage.
to hold on to him on one knee.
How were you watching?
Bro.
Carry it.
Security count.
That was
Standing
good.
up at the count of 6, this man's strength was admirable. I mean,
Okay.
it was just because of his stubbornness.
Solitude.
After Skull's brief check,
Kerla seemed ready to leave.
to enter combat once more, Canelo, who was watching from the corner, approached.
Why so soon?
How did you receive the signal? Kerlan stretched out both arms like someone who fears an approaching monster. But Canelo's right hand forced him to retreat to the ropes. There the American pretended to throw a left hook, but the Mexican was faster.
No,
That's
not
right.
his own.
Right hook.
To the jaw. Colin turned like a tiger.
Top before crashing loudly. The nothing.
His body already.
He was seen with open arms, looked like
A real corpse. This time,
Gunn did not even bother to start the safety count.
No, instead of
He
you.
looked out for Kirkland's safety and held his head while Dr. Danreen came to examine him. With the bloody mouth of the undisputed winner.
details of the fight ending with a knockout in the second round.
19 minutes and 19 seconds. In the third episode, it was Saul Canelo Alvarez. They say that the fish dies by the mouth, and Kirkland had to learn it the hardest way possible. It was after this fight that Canelo expressed his desire to fight Gennady Golovkin or Michael Giotto next. But that's a story for another video. If you have made it this far, thank you. Did you like the video? Remember, the best way to show it is by leaving your like. At what moment do you think Kirkland let go of the reins of victory and handed them over to Canelo? Is there really a curse that falls on anyone who blasphemes the Tekka bloods?